You find yourself loaded into Valorant, but nobody on your team wants to play smokes. Clove should always be your first choice. She might have gotten nerfed, but don't be fooled. This agent is still
Flower.
absolutely busted. So if you're ever the last one to lock in, or your team needs someone to fill smokes, but you still want to frag out, Clove might be your new best
Can you
friend.
come back?
In this rating review, I'll break down exactly why Clove is still one of the most underrated picks right now, even after the nerfs, and how to play around her weaknesses to dominate your ranked games. Let's start with the basics. Clove still has one of the highest win rates in Valorant, and it's not hard to see why. There's literally no other agent that lets you play this fast while still contributing utility. You get to take duels like a Jet or Reyna, die, and drop smokes from the grave. That's just insane. Plus, when you lock Clove, you're giving your team a controller, which is often a role that gets left behind while having the biggest utility impact for a team. But the best part? You don't have to play like a boring controller. You get to take space, push fast, and still be a huge asset to your team. It's the best of both worlds, support and carry, all in
Nice, yeah.
one. She does come with drawbacks, of course. Number one, her low smoke range. Clove's smoke range is short, which means you won't be full map smoking like an Omen or Astra. And yes, some teammates will complain. I find it highly important to ignore this fact from time to time in order to play more selfishly. Not being able to smoke for my teammates might suck for them, but it can allow me to make game-winning plays from time to time. However, playing for myself is not something I do super often, and instead, I look to play more centralized on the map. Personally, I like to sit as middle of the map as possible and quickly rotate to whichever bomb site the action is. This can look like playing B on Haven, or sitting spawn on a map like Split or now Bind. Not only does this tactic help you put down smokes for your team, it also puts you in the action more than anybody else on your team. Unlike those who play a site and have to long rotate, you make it quick and snappy. Otherwise, if you don't want to play centralized, look for where your sentinel is playing. Senties have great utility at slowing down pushes themselves, and don't need smokes as fast. This can let you play to the other side of the map without worrying about your smoking distance. Number two, her low smoke duration. Clove smokes don't last long, meaning you have to be super intentional. You need to think of them like a ghost signal. If you don't have them locked into place before your team is ready to enter the site, start getting ready to place them slightly earlier than you are used to. They may not last long, but this should give you enough time to take space and position where you want. Lastly, they have a very long recharge time. Just like the fact that your smokes don't last long, they also don't come up very fast. So if you are throwing them around every time your team hears a noise, you are not going to have any for the actual hit. These smokes need to be used with intention for the duration and how long it takes them to come back up. Use them sparingly on defense and only when your team is completely ready to hit a site on offense. With that, Clove is a special agent with her post-death smokes, and that is the main reason she is still broken. It means you can entry like a duelist, take space, and still support your team after dying. And her other utility is the side reason she is broken. Her utility isn't complex, which means you can spend more brainpower on taking fights and winning duels. Think of the times you had to fill any agent and all you were thinking about was how to get value out of their utility. That is not a problem with Clove. Smoke and look for kills. She's one of the easiest agents to pick up and still pop off, simply because one of her abilities is just a click and then you get a heal. Her ult is only used after you die, and her metal can often just be forgotten or used early enough that it won't get in the way of your gunfights. If you find yourself struggling to adapt to agent utility when you fill somebody, Clove is an agent where that shouldn't be a problem. Lastly, here's some bonus tech. Clove's metal or decay orb is perfect for executing sites or defending site hits. Throw it inside smokes and completely stop the enemy from walking through them. Plus, you can spray the smoke after and get free kills from time to time. Metal is a piece of utility that can be useless and not matter in the long run as well. Don't worry about getting value out of it every time, but keep it in mind when you see a smoke in front of you. Another crazy tech to try out is the Frenzy. Not many people use the Frenzy, and it is understandable. The gun isn't easy to use, but Clove can get very high value out of it with her weapon and speed boost. It practically makes her impossible to shoot, and then you just run and gun the enemy from close range. The amount of times this has worked for me is kind of annoying. If you play Clove, you should implement the Frenzy from time to time. Clove might not be the most traditional controller, but that's what makes her so fun. If you like playing fast, want to impact rounds even after death,
Too long.
and still be a useful teammate while fragging out, Clove is the agent for you. Try her out in your next rank game, and you might never look at smokes the same.